Jax, he just caught me!
What a difficult boss.
Oh no, I'm going to fall!
Why does this look like Super Mario?
Well, hello, friends. Today we will go through a fairly popular map called Escape from the Toy Store. It is quite difficult, not as easy as the usual one with many quests and interesting tasks. So today we will have fun with Jax to the fullest.
This is one of my favorite maps. This is an unusual prison escape and an interesting passage with many different tasks. The only downside is today we are without our skins, and we will be in security or police uniforms, holding flashlights in our hands, trying to pass this level.
Today we have quite interesting skins, or costumes as you can call them, for ordinary security workers. Well then, in principle, we begin to go through the first thing that greets us is gas pipes that we need to deal with.
Pomni, you are going through the wrong way. Look, in order to get through these gas pipes, go to the very base of the pipe and just try to jump over them. Because where the main flow is, it is almost impossible to do this.
Thanks, Jax, for the tip. As I understand it, you have already completed this map because this is only my first time here. So everything is quite unclear and difficult for me. But I think I can handle it.
Yes. I told you that this is one of my favorite maps. I've played it at least twice, and I want to play it again and again because it's so rich and interesting that you can play it several times.
So what awaits us in the next test?
Now we have to run away from the owner of this toy store. Well, that's how I imagine it. Because there is a man here who once ran this store, and it looks like this is his soul.
Yes, Jax just fell for him. He managed to catch up with me. He didn't even catch up with me. He just appeared suddenly from behind the wall. I didn't even have time to see him. I need to be more careful and run without pressing against the walls. And he runs after me again. What a scary gait he has. How well it's worked out. What really becomes scary as soon as you look at him. Come on, Jax. I'm running after you. You know the way out of here anyway, because I don't understand where to run.
Don't be afraid, Pomni. Just follow me. We need to follow the red signs. They'll tell us where the exit is. There's the exit. I found it. Hurry up. Run this way.
Oh, Jax, thank you so much for finding the exit. He was right next to me and almost caught up with me. Oh, good. Now we can take a break because the door's closed. Honestly, I was pretty scared.
It's too early to be afraid, Pomni. There will be many exciting quests ahead, although they won't be as scary as the last one. Now we'll go through these running paths and play the Squid game, if you remember it.
Oh, yes. Of course I remember the Squid game. Now we will need to run to this man when he turns away, and there is a green light, as I understand it.
Yeah. Most importantly, try not to move when the light is red. If you go through the red light, you'll have to do it all over again. It'll take quite a while, so watch it carefully.
Yes, listen, I have no problems with this. I've already almost completed half of it, although I see you've completed it completely. But I'm trying to move very carefully because one mistake here is very expensive, and there's not enough time to go through this several times, but in principle, I'm up to the yellow line. There's only a little time left, and the game of Squid will be completed.
Listen, well, for the first time, you were happy with it quickly. Well done. Congratulations to you. Now lasers are waiting for us, and we will be like a real special agent and try to pass them, or like real thieves who rob a bank. Ha ha ha.
Come on, Jax. What bank? We're just ordinary players who want to escape from the toy store. We're certainly not hurting anyone. On the contrary, they want us to stay here forever, so our mission is to get out of here as fast as possible.
Come on, I'm just joking. You know my jokes. I like to exaggerate everything.
What awaits us here? What a fun game, number 3.
Now, Pomni, I will explain everything to you. Look, this toy store owner will be on his tractor and will try to come to us to heal us with this tractor. Our main task is to hide in these toy houses and climb as high as possible so that he cannot quickly reach us if you stand in an open field. He will immediately run you over, so climb as high as possible and try to spend as much time as possible before he comes.
In fact, this is a really unusual level that I'm hearing for the first time. Well, let's try to go through it. I'll do everything according to your recommendations, as you said. Now I'll choose the highest place. It will take him quite a long time to reach it. Well, then I'll continue to run along this structure, where only the eyes are looking.
All right, Pomni. He drove out of his garage, so good luck to you. We have exactly 40 seconds to survive, so watch where he's going.
Wow, how quickly he goes through these cubes. There's practically no building left. The hike needs to run further because he's destroying everything. Imagine Jax barely had time to jump away because the board that was under my feet just fell through.
Yes, that's why I'm telling you that you need to watch carefully because he can quickly destroy the blocks. They will fall in front of you.
but there are literally 10 seconds left to survive. But there are practically no buildings left here. I think that I have to make it before he destroys everything here. I will run from him.
Pomni, you're lucky he didn't get to you in time. You played as intelligently as possible. He only broke one structure and couldn't get to you.
Phew! Well, you should have seen that I had literally a couple of seconds left before he was going to come at me. I don't know what happened to me if he destroyed such huge structures, but luckily it didn't happen to me.
Well, now we'll fly down. It's like we're being sent straight into the garbage bin. At least once in your life you can feel this feeling. Although, okay, I'm joking. Well, now we'll need to turn on our flashlights and move very quietly.
So wait, what do we need to do here now? And why is it so dark here? And why did they turn off the lights? What's going on, Jax? I'm very scared. Doesn't run away from me.
Pomni, don't look behind you. There's a shopkeeper running behind you. Follow me. I'll show you the way.
It's good that you warned me, Jax, that he's behind me, so I would have already stopped and he would have caught me. But it's okay. We jump into this pipe and move on.
Next, a very interesting quest awaits us. Now we will get into a loading machine on which a worker is moving very large pallets, and on it. We will go now, only I will go first. And remember the important rule, that it is better not to go fast on it. And in some situations, somewhere is better. Slow down because it's not very controllable after all. It's not like a regular car.
Yes, Jax, I feel it very well, and it's not as easy to drive as it might seem, and taking into account the narrow passages, and I need to be extremely careful. So in any situation, I'd rather press the stop button than drive very fast. I try to seem somehow cool to me. This is definitely not. You have to go through this map 100 times. I want to do it as quickly as possible, but it jumps. It's pretty cool. I really like it. I would like to try lifting with this thing. There are some trays in front of this machine. I'm interested to see how it works from the outside.
No, you won't like it. It's a rather boring job. Of course, at first glance, it looks quite interesting and entertaining, but then you get bored. Imagine that people work like this for 12 hours a day, so there's nothing interesting here.
Well, yes, I agree with you. Maybe try it once, but doing this and working on this loader is of course not very interesting. After all, our job is to go through maps.
Hey, Pomni, do you remember the game Super Mario?
Yeah, sure, I remember.
Well, then you have to remember how to play this game. We just jump after us. This is a monster, and we are trying to naturally slow it down. For this, we will have bombs with a block on which you will need to jump and knock your head, as Mario did when the mushrooms fell there, and then he stops accordingly and does not have time to capture us.
Wow, cool. This is a real copy of Super Mario made very high quality. I can definitely give this card a 10. Even when such small details are thought out, especially with this block, with a bomb that stops this toy store owner. It's just something, to be honest. I'm wildly delighted with this cards.
Yes, I completely agree with you. These quests are so cool that you can't play this card without any attention. You can play it several times. After all, the developer of this card is definitely a genius. And you understand that this is not the end. There is still a lot of interesting things ahead.
I'm already curious to imagine what he can expect next, after what I have already seen. I think it will be very difficult to surprise me further, but let's see, the developer knows how to do it. So I definitely trust him now. We are passing through the usual location, but I think this is just the beginning.
Now there will be bodies lying around, and you can't step on them because, as you understand, if you step on them, then he will catch you. So try to carefully walk around them so that there are no surprises.
No, it wasn't difficult. There are no serious tests. Stepping on it would be too difficult. Therefore, I think that in principle, everything is easy here.
Well, if it was easy for you, then the next test may not seem so easy to you. Now we will need to wait until these platforms move towards us, and we will pass them. What is the essence of these platforms? We will stand on them, and they will be highlighted in red, and some of them will fall accordingly. Our task is to be on ordinary blue platforms so as not to fall down. In principle, the task is not easy, but you can cope with it.
Well, I basically understand the concept. Now let's see how it will work. In fact, now I'll try to take a central place somewhere, or maybe somewhere on the side, so that it's not difficult.
Yes, that's right. I would also advise staying in the center, because if everything collapses from the edge, you won't be able to get to the center, so let's better stand, just like that, and then we'll see.
Well, so far, everything is going well. The platform is removed only from the edge. Our tactics seem to be winning so far.
One platform went under my feet. It was very scary. I barely had time to jump. Although no, the second platform went under my feet. I didn't have time to jump.
Jax, how did you do it? You passed this map. I was able to pass it the first time. And for some reason you didn't succeed. But it's okay. I'll wait for you until you get there.
I don't know how it happened. She literally got out from under my feet and I didn't have time. Well, that's okay. Get on the train and I'll already have time to catch up with you.
Well, I'm already on the train, and I'll move on. Wow, what is this scary picture in front of the train? The train looks really like something from a toy store. I remember they bought this from me as a child. I also installed special rails. He rode on them. It was one of my favorite toys. It really is a map that immerses you in some kind of childhood. Just look how cool this train is going. What steam is coming from it? It's something just unusual.
I remember that such a belt almost knocked me down, so my association with such a train is completely different. Oh well, I'm kidding. It never happened. I just came up with that myself.
Wow, what happened to this train? They just dismantle it into pieces as soon as it flum kind of funnel. And now we find ourselves in front of the final boss. Well, now there will be a hot battle.
This boss will be the most difficult one you could ever see. Therefore, I think that in order for the audience not to get bored, it will be necessary to put the walkthrough of the boss on X3.
Yes, I already understood that you need to shoot him at his octopus legs because he is an octopus. And the most important thing is not to fall for the purple things that stand because they take lives. But this is actually a very difficult boss. He has a lot of lives to cope with him. In fact, it's not so easy. He has so many of these legs that in fact it seems to me sometimes they just don't get through. Or they get through, but very little damage is done.
Yes, try to attack his near legs because the far legs that you shoot at take less damage than many that are closer to you. I don't know why this is done this way, but it really works this way. And this is the only way to deal with him.
Yes, exactly. When I understood this tactic, then I was able to shoot his legs and leave him few lives. We finally dealt with him. Wow, this map was quite interesting and very difficult. So friends, like and subscribe to the channel.
Yes, friends. Thank you very much for watching. Follow our channel, and we will continue to film interesting map walkthroughs.